Hey everybody. How's everybody doing? Good, good, good. Gonna bring you movie review number 9 out of 100 for the year. So moving right along. Dig a dum, dig a dum. If you know, you know. And if you do know, you're one of the good ones. I went to see the sneak preview of Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. I want to make sure I got that right. Thank goodness it's in the poster. Uh, I knew very little about this, other than what I read on some possibilities of what the sneak preview I was going to see might be. And everybody who was talking about it said, this movie, I saw it before. It's hilarious. You're gonna roll out of your seat with laughter, and I'm up for that. We don't get many comedies anymore, right? Like last year, we had Naked Gun, which I loved. See the review, and we had Anaconda, which I absolutely loved. See the review. We also had Friendship, which, as much as I love Tim Robinson, I wish Chair Company had been turned into that movie, because Chair Company, if you haven't seen it, absolutely bizarre and hilarious, just like his show. I Wish You Would Leave. Movie, not so much. So we don't get a lot of comedies anymore. We get some pretty heavy dramas, heavy dramas, and that's a lot of what I reviewed last year. So it's nice to go and laugh, right? Especially nowadays, always good to laugh. So should you go see this? I would say yes, for a variety of reasons. One, if you're a fan of mockumentary movies, which I am, I'm a huge Christopher Guest fan. And obviously, we just lost Catherine O'Hara, which is a blow and breaks my heart. Sorry. um, Grew up watching her on SCTV by sneaking down to the basement television. So I love mockumentaries. I love Christopher Guest. One of my favorites, of course, is Mighty Wind, but I love Waiting for Guffman. I love that. Obviously, TV shows like The Office, that type of format. The Borat movies, which I was very hesitant to watch, and my kids know that, until they said, you have to watch it, and I gave in. And yes, I laughed a lot. So this is kind of in that style. My kids also really love Impractical Jokers, which I love with them as well. Learned to love it with them. They were watching it long before I was, so they usually get me into these things when I get kind of snobbish. And I do. So if you like mockumentary style stuff, this is great. It feels a lot like Impractical Jokers Toronto version, right? This is a very Toronto-based film, and I was unaware of it being a TV show. So I think that was the learning curve coming into it. So just be aware of that. You should kind of know what the show's about. You get it. But for the first part, I was kind of lost the plot. I thought we were just being brought into this moment. It felt very Bill and Ted's, which I was cool with, because I love Bill and Ted's. Like, they start off with the plan, right? Like Bill and Ted starts off with getting Eddie Van Halen, and this starts off with a plan to get into the Rivoli Theater. I guess if I'd been more aware of the show, I would have been aware that this is the premise of the show. I thought, okay, well, I get into it. I understand. It's not like I was lost. I just didn't know this was a thing before. And so the first part of it is just kind of them getting into exploits of this plan. Some pretty funny moments. Obviously, you could tell the crowds on the street are, again, being punked in this whole thing, which feels very much like Impractical Jokers. So if you like that, that's good. If you like Jackass and stunt movies like that, one of the first stunts they do is parachute off the CNN tower, try and land in a Blue Jays game, which turns out to be a very funny moment. So there were laughs. Like in the beginning, I was laughing. I mean, like the internet told me I would laugh, but I was definitely chuckle laughing. Then the middle part, I got kind of like, I am lost in this. But when they turn their Winnebago into a Canadian version of Back to the Future tribute, I was in from the beginning of that till the end. The way they play on the time travel themes. If you like time travel movies and you're always like, how did they not mess with the timeline? This is very much in that line. So it's very much in the line of Back to the Future, Bill and Ted's, any Star Trek movie where they go back in time. I know there's probably a lot of people out there that don't like time travel movies, but this one flips it on its head. And so that's pretty funny too, if you like that. If you like kind of the buddy comedies, the Oscar and Felix odd couple of it all, one being very Straight Lace, The Straight Man, Abbott and Costello, obviously, classic comedy duos, Gracie and Allen. Gracie and Allen. My gosh, Burns and Allen. Sorry. This is also great. I like the self-referential stuff about it, how they break the fourth wall. I'm a big fan of Saved by the Bell. We use it in class for Saved by the Bell Fridays, for economics and sociology. It's great if you're a social studies teacher. It plays into so many themes, Saved by the Bell. And they don't have to watch it in order because the plot's always kind of disconnected, right? So breaking the fourth wall to talk to us, and those are some really funny moments when they let you know they know this is unhinged, and this is why. One particular moment I'm not going to spoil in the film that was laugh out loud funny. But if you like those shows, you like that kind of comedy, kind of just gonzo sketch comedy, this is a great movie to go see. Like I said, in a world where there's so few comedy movies, I'll take anything I can get. It does make me want to watch the show, so I think that's probably an important vehicle for them as well. The more people who watch this movie will also want to watch the show. So I'm for it. What else can I say about it? It's, hang on for the ride. It's fun. Like I said, once it kicked into the time traveling Winnebago stuff, and that they messed with time little by little, it reminds me too of the Simpsons episode with Homer time traveling, where the world changes every time he goes back and forth, like the raining of the donuts. Classic Simpsons stuff, right? Funny. I mean, what more can you ask for? It's a comedy. And we don't get a lot of comedies, we don't get comedies like we did in the 90s where everything was just comedy. And before I forget, they also point that out. They point out how comedy has changed, like how things we used to laugh at that are probably, not even probably, are super inappropriate today in terms of what people used to think was funny when they time travel back and watch different movies from that time period, from when they time travel back, and they realize, wow, time really has changed just in like 20 years, right? So it's got, like I said, humor, deep thinking stuff, pranks. I'd say go see it. When it comes out. But also I would say go see their show, just so you get kind of the background of it, or watch the movie, then go watch the show. But great job, guys. I'm always a fan of Canadian humor. Obviously, some of our greatest movie stars: John Candy, Rick Moranis, Catherine O'Hara, Eugene Levy, Martin Short. Canadian. Here we go again. Canadian invasion, which, I think right now we definitely need to laugh, and we need those laughs to come from our brothers and sisters in Canada. Thank you, Canada.